Just don't let me die and have my soul sucked out by that sword that Wethril has.
We're
that
live
sounds
now.
bad.
We're establishing that Estrel does not want her soul sucked out by the
It's a
swords.
good thing she's our ally. Or this would be very bad.
Yeah, we should recap what's going on. So last session, you guys went to Moria and rescued Gandalf. Good job.
Oh, I can't hear you, Greg.
Push it out, Greg.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like as the GM, you don't need push to talk if you don't want it.
I could briefly hear you on the chat though, or in the Twitch stream though, so they could hear you. That's good. That'd be a fun way to play the game.
There was a scene last time where I talked to the audience and didn't talk to you, but I don't know if you guys caught that very briefly.
Wait, there was? What?
Oh, yeah.
You should do that more often.
Okay, well, apparently we're going to have to rewatch that.
So you never know what I might put on there. Yeah, well, I'm not changing anything at the moment, so we'll see how I do this time around. Still learning my push to talk, though. That being said, it's things happened last time, right? I hear you guys rescued Gandalf, and in fact, so much that we're gonna bring him in. There he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's
hey,
looking.
Gandalf.
He's looking good.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of timeless, you might say. Because he's with the party. And to recap, after rescuing Gandalf, everything is fine, and you guys are on your way through the nice woods to Lorien, all talking about how that Balrog thing went.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, no.
It was a hell of a session. That's actually just like Willard's fever dream or something. But in actuality, you're still dark within the depths of Moria. You're near a prison. Gandalf is with you, and Wethril has just returned after saying that the Nazgul that ran off has found what you assume to be the large beast of doom, Balrog thing. There are dwarves running your way and running away from you as well, as there is chaos all around, and you have drugged Durin's unconscious body into a cell, correct?
Yep.
After stealing what is probably a ring of power from his fingers? A fancy one at that. And
stealing such a harsh word.
Right, it's more of like
appropriated.
Yeah.
We gave that to Gandalf, right?
I have it.
Oh, that's right. She took it from Gandalf.
We totally gave it to Gandalf.
She convinced Gandalf to give her a ring of power.
But I put it in my backpack. It's fine, guys.
I'm sure this will work out perfectly.
And I'm the one we were worried about?
Still are.
Shadow weakness is lure of power. Just spoiler alert.
Nestriel, you spent like 5 hours in a swamp.
You don't know that.
And you better pray I never find out.
Well, I guess Allred and Glir will have some blackmail? I don't know. Well,
yeah.
Hey,
they found blackmail in the swamp as well.
He consented, so...
I guess Gliriel has some good blackmail on the both of us.
Yep.
I mean, to be clear, she did not skew you both with arrows during the scene. But that's not the scene we care about. Right now, we're in the prison. There's some dwarves. Wethril has just returned. She has stated that the Balrog is on its way. Gandalf is there with you. What is your plan?
To fight it, obviously.
Get the
Fly, you fools.
out! No.
Do you
Get the
think?
heck out of here?
Yeah.
Time to go, team. Are we taking Durin with us? Do we need to?
I really think we should take Durin with us.
I think we should.
I think we should fight the Balrog and save Moria. Free the dwarves from this darkness.
We killed one monster for Moria already. Might as well.
Yeah, what's worse can happen?
I mean,
that was way
You
easier
know,
than I thought.
I mean,
Yes?
but you guys, we got Gandalf here. He's probably
doesn't
killed like
mean
hundreds
anything.
of demons.
And he's a much better healer than me.
If we were to go after somebody, I would say that we want to go after the Wraith.
Come on, Gandalf, give us a number.
I think we have to get through the Balrog to get to the ring.
Well,
We might have to get the Balrog just to get out of here.
Also, that if we can get to the Wraith instead, I feel like that would be significantly more productive in the whole getting rid of the shadow here thing.
I wonder if we could use some of the dwarven soldiers to maybe cause a collapse on top of the Balrog so that we could just go straight for the Wraith, kill him, and then leave.
Burying him in stone is very appealing. Does that do anything against Balrog? Do they care about that at all?
I think there are very few things in Middle Earth that don't mind getting a mountain dropped on them.
That's fair. I
I
like
believe
this
most
plan.
of them have the word Valar in their name, or title,
Mhm.
or racial
Right.
description.
What
And
does Gandalf think?
I think that it is be best to get the King Durin to the safety of his people, ere we engage in any conflict or. But we cannot simply leave the dwarves to us face this terror alone.
That sounds like a fight the Balrog endorsement.
I mean, but we got to think about it.
Cool.
All right, everybody gather up that's injured. Gandalf, would you mind helping me heal people since you are phenomenal at this?
Very well.
I'm gonna gather a couple of dwarves around and see if we can.
Yeah, the dwarves gonna listen to us?
Yeah, that's another question.
The dwarves.
What are the?
There are no dwarves that have directly engaged with you. The ones that were coming your direction that you did not kill, which is, I mean, the 0 that got to you. They look like they're outside the general hallway prison area, having conversations or powwows of some sort. And you do occasionally see a dwarf running in the distance some direction. But they do stop and look down the hall, but that's as far as they go your direction currently.
We need to give them some time so that they can evacuate Moria. So I'm wondering if we can get them to cause at least a cave-in to stop the Balrog, even temporarily, from getting out of here.
You okay?
So that's what I'm going to do to prep for all this craziness. So I'm going to gather a couple of dwarves together and give them a very empowering speech about working together and helping the people get out of here and start the evacuation process. So that's what I'm doing.
Healing people up.
So,
Yeah,
Kellyanne, you're
people
going to go down the hallway to go find some dwarves. Is Gandalf going with him? Her? Is that what I heard?
Yes. Someone must be present to talk some sense into them.
Mm-hmm.
No healing?
What are
I
the
will
rest of you
heal.
doing?
I'm healing.
I'm going to actually maybe scout a little bit. I'm going to go towards the danger to see how far away it is and how much time we have. Excuse me.
Sure, Willard, give me an investigation check.
That is going to be 24.
Okay, so just to make the long story short, essentially, Willard, you're scouting out the scene. And what you're going to see is that, you're in this area. Basically, in order to get out towards either the stairwell or back towards the actual east gate, depending, you're going to need to go through a couple of large halls. It appears that that's where the Balrog is going. So there's a large hall where it's there, and you can hear the scurrying feet of dwarves out there as well. So you're kind of scouting that whole scene. There also are rumors
that maybe trolls or something are on their way, but they're not here yet.
It's bad news when you can hear the scurrying of dwarves' feet. Yeah, I guess I'll head back. So that I mean, it's not like right there. Like I go out a little ways, I don't see the Hillegrog right there. It's not. So I'm gonna go back and say we have some time, but we need to get going.
Yeah, you think that if the Heligrog could come down this passageway, it might be here already, but it's more strategically waiting for you. Kellyan and Gandalf, you find some dwarves. They are very hostile at this point. As soon as you come around the corner, they like have got their axes and shields out and are staring at you. I assume that you're going to try diplomatic words.
Yep. So I rolled a 28. And probably Gandalf is going to carry this conversation because he's a lot more charismatic than I am.
For one.
What?
I said not with a natural one.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm leaving this conversation. This is going to be great, guys. All right. Okay.
This is a foe beyond any of you.
I have my hands up.
You're all doomed.
Oh no.
I understand where you guys are coming from. However, we have the best intentions for Moria in mind, and we do not have time to fight amongst ourselves. We must get your people out of here and evacuate all dwarven kind.
Okay, so two things. One, Gandalf, it's absolutely your presence becoming near the beast, the Balrog, was somewhat overwhelming, and you weren't thinking too clearly about the dwarves. Good job. Kellyan, you have stopped them. They're not attacking you, but you can clearly see in this conversation that when you say the Balrog is bad, they're not necessarily agreeing with that sentiment.
Who said Balrog is bad?
You said stuff about how the Balrog was, you need to fight the Balrog to destroy, or because dwarf, right?
That was me.
No, I didn't say. I was
You
talking
told them
about.
to fly.
Yeah, I'm talking about how we must think about the people first, and we need to start evacuating as many as we can. We can grab a couple of dwarves to help cause a cave-in to make sure that the Balrog does not escape further than this point here.
So why would we evacuate?
There is evil far beyond that of your comprehension.
The large ice thing?
Yes. And the wraith itself.
Well, it's on our side, so I don't see what the problem is.
No, not any longer. Because we have
What mischief has Durin been doing here?
we have so much. We have
too much, man.
We have knocked the wraith that was supposed to work alongside Durin has left Durin to his what would be presumably would be his end, but it's not. And instead has turned against Durin and consequently the people of Durin.
Well, we must see Durin right away then.
He is indisposed at this moment.
He's
Okay, so
resting to heal.
You're getting positive signs to the line of maybe the evil things have betrayed Durin kind of thing that you're headed on. But they do seem like their prime concern is seeing Durin more than like evacuating.
So let him see Durin.
Indeed.
Convince him from there.
All right, we don't want to have too many people coming out. We can just take a couple of you to see for yourself where Durin, how Durin is doing, and those who can, who will go see Durin, need to help us cause this cave-in. In the meantime, the rest of you guys should start evacuating your people, because better be safe than dead.
I don't know if that's true for dwarf.
Okay, well, you'll get two that are going to go with you, and the other two will go talk to other people about what happened.
Okay. So we'll walking our way back.
Yeah. They're still looking pretty cautious and suspicious of the whole lot. Gandalf, are you going back with Kellyan?
Are there dwarves remaining behind, or?
There's dwarves scurrying in all directions.
Um, yes, I assume Durin will probably need healing, so.
And then as like they're following behind us, I look at Gandalf and I like whisper. So Durin is still under evil's influence. I got like a feeling that he is very much still keen into the shadow. So at all costs, we should probably keep him unconscious for the sake of like one less thing we need to worry about, unless you know a way of like magicking away his evilness. That'd be great.
What evil that lies in the hearts of elves, men, and dwarves is beyond my power to abjure, but
Well, then we need to
but
make
we
sure
can.
that
I can ensure that he does not wake.
that would be best, at least for the moment. In the meantime, could you help me come up with something so that they can like leave him alone, or the dwarves can like stay out of the way? I don't know. I'm really horrible with people. I'm only recently getting relatively about it.
Well, they come down the hall to where the rest of you are with two dwarves. There's a lot of elves in this hall, the one says to Kellyan.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Gundyr, hold still. If the poultice doesn't work, if I can't get it in your well, how many times have I told you this?
I'm holding still. It's my muscles.
Now is not the time to flex.
You have to use your muscles to hold still.
I
See,
am, but that
Willett gets
involves
it.
moving them.
We're having a good time.
We have
Okay,
fun.
are you going to take the dwarves to see Durin?
Yep.
Okay. You're keeping
I
Durin.
open the door.
Sure.
What? Wait, hold on. You got to finish that sentence because I may not open the door.
They head towards Durin's thing. The door is there. You've closed it.
Mm. And then I unlock it because we locked it.
He's
Sure.
gone.
For his own safety.
And we open the door.
Durin is lying there unconscious. Right? That was the plan.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're keeping him in here for his safety, because we have a feeling that the wraith and/or its counterpart might want to pursue him. So this is for his own protection.
Wouldn't
Orobatha Dur is bound to one master. He will not be held sway for long by Durin's will.
Oh shit.
Sure. Okay. Gandalf, Kellyan, you want to roll insight? The dwarves are. They whispered between themselves, and then they go, "Yeah,
20.
this looks bad. We better go get some help." 20.
23.
Okay, neither of you think the dwarves are particularly convinced that you're on Durin's side.
Yeah, he's fine. See, we put him in prison.
I mean, if nothing else, it seems they're these dwarves have already been through a lot. You guys roll pretty high in insight when it comes to deciding what to follow, and they picked Durin and their loyalty to the line of them over many other things already. So that's definitely where their loyalty is, and
they're going to do what they can now, they think, to get Durin back in their hands. That's your guess, at least.
Greg,
So
I
they,
have
You gotta think about your people.
I
God,
have a
these
question that
dwarves.
may help with this, depending on your answer and how reckless you're willing to let me be. With my knowledge of the shadow and my newly acquired skills to you stop that, Aaron. Newly acquired skills to treat shadow wounds and things of that nature. Can I convince you to let me take the shadow out of Durin? Not get rid of it necessarily, because that sounds incredibly OP, but steal it from him so that he is no longer tainted by shadow, but I increase my own taint and so that we can make him conscious, and this can be much easier.
Don't call it
Don't call it taints. Yeah.
I mean, I can't answer that
Corruption.
question until you try, right?
Fantastic. I'm
But it
gonna
might end up
try.
going to somebody else too. You got to think that. It might go to somebody else too.
Hopefully not if I'm handling.
I mean, to be fair, this is not something Nestriel has tried before and really hasn't particularly read about either. You're just putting together thoughts from different tomes to go, oh, well, maybe if I try this, something will happen. Just to be clear.
It would help if it worked.
Science.
Or it could go horribly awry. Who knows? Good old magic-y science. We're all good. What would you like me to roll?
Well, Gundra, you stay here and keep her safe. I'm gonna go into the hall and keep a lookout.
All right.
Okay, so a couple of things. Nestriel, in order to do that, you're going to have to go into Durin's chamber.
Yep.
Kellyan and Gandalf, you've let the dwarves go?
No, I don't.
Well, I would approach with the dwarves still being there and ask if they will allow me, or not even probably really ask, just tell them that I am going to try and heal of whatever it is that is forcing him to stay asleep.
Question: Do you tell us? Do you voice what your plan is?
No,
Okay.
I do not.
I don't like this.
Gundyr is right there.
I'm not gonna like this.
I grab onto you and I whisper, "What do you think you're doing? We can't have him conscious."
I'm going to try and help. I need
And
you to
how
trust
is
me.
that?
I need you to trust me.
Damn it, Nestriel.
So at this point, one dwarf wants to stay and make sure nothing happens to Durin, and the other one is attempting to leave.
Nope. You're staying here too. You got to watch this. This might prove beneficial to your people.
And if he
But
becomes
time is of
conscious,
the
he'll need you
essence.
both. That is, he has a fair.
So
Time is
you'll
of the
leave
essence.
your king to the hands of.
He looks
I
to
don't
the dwarf
Us?
to his left.
It's called delegating.
One dwarf stays. One dwarf goes.
You're gonna create a lot of issues. Okay, fine. Go ahead.
I think, anyways, okay. So at this point, then Nestriel goes in and do some things. Describe how this looks to people, Nestriel.
Uh,
Good, but you try.
that kind of depends. Am I rolling medicine or shadow lore? Is this all just description?
You're going to start with Shadow Lore.
Fantastic.
Can I roll to see what she's?
As you die.
Okay. Can I roll to see what she's doing? With
There will be a
Shadow Lore?
point, Kellyan, where you can do that, but we'll let Nestriel continue for the moment.
So for the shadow lore portion, I'm going to do my best to examine him, probably look at the hand that I saw the ring be taken off of and see if I can see any signs of corruption. And then if he has any of the traditional signs of shadow corruption, probably something movie-esque like purpley dark veins where he should follow those. And I am assuming those end up either like at his heart or in his head.
Give me a roll.
Oh boy. Well, it could have been a lot worse. I only rolled an 11, but that gives me a 20.
A 20,
You
you
know,
said?
I'll use inspiration. I have some of those. Let's do that. Ah, 25.
Okay, with the 25, we'll say you're trying to get the details of this. You're pretty sure it's not related to the ring, and the ring is not where the corruption comes from. You're searching for where that is, in fact, and it's hard
Yes.
to say. Those people who are then watching, um, you see Nestriel like doing that, and then like closes her eyes while she like lays her hand on Durin's forehead. And this is where Kellyanne, you can make a shadow lore roll for me. Um, as Nestriel like tries to commune or something with, you don't know what she's doing.
Elf magic. Don't worry about it.
So Nestriel.
Sorry. Okay, that was a 17.
Okay. Nestriel, you feel like there's your guess as to what's going on with Durin is that there is some sort of mental corruption, or like the will of the shadow has taken over him, and that it's actually in his that's what's going to need to be broken. You can actually almost feel the power of that domination. It's very close.
Oof. As in, like, physically, does it feel big or does it feel human-sized?
It's like an elephant weighing upon you.
Neat. Oh boy. Okay. I will reposition myself to be just around his head, and then put my hands again on his forehead and try to break it.
His forehead?
The wheel of the magic.
I will say that it's one of the toughest foreheads there is in all of Middle Earth.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't think I have that kind of strength.
even with an elephant.
So, and Kellyanne, you were doing your shadow lore to kind of get an idea. So far, it does look like Nestriel is mostly just trying to figure out what's going on. You haven't seen her try anything too crazy yet.
Okay.
Uh,
Also,
Gandalf will watch Nestriel intently.
Hey man, if you got Light of the Valar to spare, this would be a great time to use it.
Actually, we'll get back to that. But first, I'm going to go to everybody else. Allred, Willid, Gundyr. Are any of you doing anything relevant?
I just wanted to go into the hallway to see how things are going.
So as a whole, if you're out in the hallway, if you guys are kind of watching what's going on in there, there's a lot of dwarves moving around. It does look like they're kind of gathering. There, you can kind of feel this dark presence from the end of last session as well. It's still out there, and there's like a chill that keeps rolling down the halls. So you definitely feel like whatever is dark and evil is not far away, but you're pretty sure that it can't fit down this hallway at the moment.
Okay, that's good. Good.
Who knows what it will try eventually.
I don't like the sound of that.
And to be clear, trolls can totally fit down this hall, just in case
Oh,
people are
that's-
curious about that.
Okay, well, I guess
yeah,
I'll
I
keep an eye out for trolls.
Great.
mentioned the troll thing. Okay, well this is it then. We're making a stand here.
I guess.
All right. I start putting up barriers and barricades then.
Incidentally, Master Hobbit, you did not happen to see a staff or a sword lying around somewhere?
No, sir.
If you keep a keen eye out, that'd be most appreciated.
Okay, I'll get my keen eye out.
Okay, Nestriel, it sounds like it's time for you to give me I'm going to try and interfere with whatever's going on roll. And potentially
Yep.
like break it / take it on myself /
assign it to this other dwarf over here. I don't know. We'll deal with that part when we need to.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm sure it'll work fine.
What do you want? Just a straight D20 or?
Let's make it a wisdom save.
Oh, I'm good at those. Fuck, I rolled good. That was also 25. I'm very hopeful and also terrified.
What could go wrong?
Don't say things like that.
Like in the
Those are
swamp.
dangerous.
Like the swamp. What happened in the swamp, all red?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Okay, so the short answer here is that you made your save, barely,
That's good.
and the long answer is that you are not also dominated, as you can feel the power of this creature of the first age that is nearby, and its mind is kind of watching Durin and is wondering over the lot of all of you. You're not sure that you can break Durin without something, some other font of power of some sort. You're going to need. I mean,
I'm up at Gandalf. Or over at Kelly.
so
Damn
Gandalf,
it.
you've been watching this, and I mean, certainly with the ring you've got, and it's
Which ring?
inspiring of hearts and men, it is possible that you could use that to try and give Durin another attempt to break that domination.
Okay.
Wait, you have a ring too? Well, look at
Yeah.
you guys.
I mean, he doesn't say anything about it. Although, to be fair, I guess Nestriel's the one who would know that at this point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's why I asked him to pull the other ring up. But if he doesn't want to tell them, I'm not going to make him tell them. All we know is, all I know, and they know, is that he is magic, and I don't.
What do you need?
Indeed.
I
So-
need-
Gandalf will do so to try to give Durin his another will save. Does that get advantage? Or does it count as a corruption check?
It's going to be a charisma roll, essentially like a persuasion-esque thing. It'll be an advantage with the ring, though, and
Okay.
you'll do that. And you can describe what you say or what you don't say.
Dice are not being terribly favorable, but come back from the shadow, Durin. Do not let it claim you.
So what was the total there?
Total is 13. If it's
Ooh.
just a charisma check. Unless I add my proficiency bonus.
You get to add your proficiency to that, too. But it's...
Then
Any
18.
Any more of those dice left there, Kelly?
We're
She's
looking
muted,
for
but-
5 more points.
No,
Oh God!
I used up all my things on Allred and Gundyr.
Does anybody remember if we've long rested since I last gave somebody else a? I don't use mine very often.
I don't think we have.
We
We
haven't
sure
done a long
didn't.
rest in a while.
It's been a long time.
Do
since
I
I've
see him like touch his ring of power or something, and I like notice there's something like 1 + 1 is equaling 2 here?
Gandalf would be doing his best to he'd make a point of positioning himself so that no one would be able to see his hand or anything.
All right, then I look at Nesriel. Tell me what I need to do.
I need more power.
Okay, you got it. And I put down my pack and I
What's your
take out
glass?
the ring, like Durin's ring, and then I put it on myself. So what do I need to do?
Take my hand.
Okay. And I grab your hand.
I don't know if that helps, but it makes me feel better.
Kellyan, you need to make a wisdom check when putting the ring on.
Oh,
Oh.
God, here it goes.
It is.
Oh, hey, I did awesome though. Look at that. Hold on. And that is because I rolled a 20, but my wisdom is not exactly the best. So 21.
Okay. Good news. When you put the ring on, your mind is not overwhelmed with the power. But as soon as you put the ring on, you find that like the minds of about 7 dwarves and a Nazgul are connected to yours.
Okay.
I guess it'd be
fuck.
5 dwarves now. Sorry.
Yeah.
You can hear their thoughts, and you can see that they are gathering. In fact, there's almost a vision that passes in front of your eyes as the ring is on of a big, like, chamber of Moria, and there is a like 20-foot tall demon of ice, and along with the dwarves that are gathering, and it is rallying people to its cause. You see that, and then you're back, and you've got the ring, and you're talking to Nespril.
Oh my god. So wow. What? So how do I even process this? All right, let me focus on the now. Okay, so I'm holding your hand. I have this ring. What else am I supposed to be doing?
Tell Durin to break free. Just like Gandalf did.
Okay.
I fucking believe in you, man.
Wake up, you lazy sack of shit.
That is not what I would have gone with.
You get advantage for that.
Give advantage for that.
He's talking to dwarves after all.
Right.
Well, that's good because I rolled a 1.
Wow.
Okay,
Guys.
that's not bad.
Now I'm sad about the
inspiration.
advantage.
Okay, that is a 20.
Okay. So one thing does happen here, which is Durin's eyes spring open as the 3 of you are knelt over there. There's another dwarf kind of kneeling too, by the way. I guess both of them. Yeah. Anyways, and his eyes spring open. He stares at you, and suddenly his hand shoots out and grabs your hand.
Who?
Your hand,
You.
Kellyan.
Oh, okay.
I
You can
wonder
see
why.
like this. I mean, if you imagine Gollum was a dwarf in full armor with a huge beard and like steely eyes and wasn't emaciated at all, and he wants you to give him back the precious. That's the look that you're getting from Durin right now.
Dope.
Is this what you wanted, Nesriel, or because I really want to punch him right now.
Does he still feel corrupted?
Oh yeah, so much.
Well, he's not under.
Restrain yourself, Kellyan.
I am.
He's not under whatever spell he was under. Perhaps you have something that he's very fond of, something that belongs to him.
Well, not until he gets all like better. I don't feel this is a good idea to give him back. I'll tell you later.
Gandalf, you can give me another roll now. Kellyan has changed the circumstances.
Hey, teamwork.
How's that rolling?
Are you on mute?
Well, obviously the ways of
He's bred
wizards are
Jim.
mysterious.
R.I.P. Lou.
Willard, and I guess we haven't. Well, Gundir's not there at the moment, but Willard, do you want to give me like a investigation or perception roll to like search for a staff and a sword while you're making those barricades and stuff? Right, you're like building like little stuff in the hall with Allred and Gundir, right?
Yeah.
we found this old stick. This will be good for the barricade.
19.
You do in fact find Gandalf's gear. There's not only there's also a like satchel and a staff and a sword.
I thought we had found it last. Didn't we find that last session? Or
Maybe we did, but you've got it now.
maybe I'm just imagining things. But hey, I found a thing.
Thank you, Master Fallowhide.
Gandalf, how did your roll go?
What was the roll?
Did you re-roll your persuasion?
That is a 27.
Buh.
There we go.
Yay!
Gandalf.
He's a persuasive individual. Look at.
Okay. Well, as the three of you are there, eventually, like you feel, Nestor, you can feel the break there as Gandalf, that power of the wizard, gets involved, and finally, out, be gone the power of this demon, be who you are, and it's probably because of the ring, not Gandalf's ring, but the other one, as Durin wakes from that and then grabs Kellyan's hand. Or it's already got your hand, I guess. It's like, Bruce, up to you. And while sort of that, like, like when Bilbo did his Gollum impression with Frodo back in Fellowship of the Ring, right? And then that goes away and it becomes mostly just Durin. But he still leans into Kellyan and says firmly, "Please return my ring."
The control is broken. It should be safe now.
I don't get any like bad vibes from him.
I mean, he's a big, creepy dwarf.
Yeah, but not like none of the the bad juju.
There is still a little shadow, but you think it's coming from the ring, not from him.
Okay. So this ring is not good. Nor should you have it back. Nobody should.
You can have your ring back when the Balrog is defeated and the Wraith is put back in its box. Their influence, I assume, is having an effect on it, as it is an artifact of power. And we all know how the Shadow loves artifacts of power. Will you help us defeat the Balrog and the Ice King that have taken over your kingdom?
Yes, but I need the ring to do so.
It's really bad. And I look over at both you, Nesriel, and Gandalf.
How? What do you mean?
This ring was given
This is connected to the Nazgul itself. I can see that and 5 other dwarves that have been connected by this ring of power. They're gathering up forces, that of which are insane. And it connects to a bigger problem, which is that Balrog. I'm getting more and more sick as I'm holding it. And I'm having a harder time letting go.
Well, take it off then.
Well, he has my hand. I can't really take it off.
Durin, would you very kindly let go of Kellyanne's hand so she can take the ring off?
He does so.
I
Thank you.
take it off and I put it in my little satchel and I tie it off again.
It is my
And
ring.
I go and vomit in a corner.
So you're
How-
not going to get to the corner until
Okay.
we resolve the ring thing. So feel free to vomit
Okay.
on Durin.
On Durin. Okay, I vomit on him.
God. Gandalf, a little help here? You're better with dwarves than I am.
That was bad. My hands are like shaking and twitching.
Gandalf tries to wipe off some of the vomit with his robe.
That's very kind of you, but I need you to convince Durin to kill the Balrog so we can give him back his ring. I am not a persuasive.
You have brought into your halls a power that is beyond you. Durin, king of Khazad-dûm, of the Longbeards. But it is not too late to cast out this servant of Morgoth.
Yes, it came into my halls and it has corrupted this place for sure. But I saw it take down hundreds of my dwarves and myself. If we were to face it without the ring, it would be another suicide for my people. I will not see my dwarves, my people die again. Give me the ring and we will force this thing back to the dark pits it came from.
Seems like you had a hard time with the ring before.
Well, Kellyanne, you put it on, and you weren't corrupted. We just have to kill the Balrog quickly.
Tell me, Durin, how did this creature come to be in your domain?
We found it within the depths of the darkness beneath as we searched for those things that would bring riches to the world. I have had that ring for thousands of years. I will have it back.
This ring has been corrupted.
But again, you wore it and did not fall to. Now that he is free of the control on his mind, I believe he should be strong enough to wrest control back. And he is right. We will likely need the power that ring gives him to fight the Balrog. We just have to do so quickly.
Can I do... I don't know what kind of check it is, Greg, but where, like, God, I don't know. Hold on, let me roll. Okay. God. Do I think this is a good idea? I don't know. I look over at Gandalf. What say you?
The ring has more power in the hands of the one to whom it was given. It will not favor any aside from Durin, I believe. It is a matter of whether if you believe that Durin's mind is now free, then
The thing is, it could get corrupted again. With how it's connected to not only Nazgul, but the other corrupted dwarves, 5 of them, it's easy for somebody to become overwhelmed. Knowing this, you're still okay with giving this over?
Yes, we're here to support him now. He has allies.
it is also not ours to take.
Gandalf gains inspiration for that.
Hey! Nice. We're gonna need that.
Yeah. Lure of
Kellyanne.
power
I know it's hard for you to trust others. Believe me, I've seen you doubt. But in this instance, you need to have faith in your friends.
I don't have faith in Durin. That's my problem.
So let him prove himself to you by doing this. And if he fails, we'll simply knock him unconscious again. He has what,
You say
a hit point right now?
You say simply now, but if we're going against him, a Balrog, and that frozen Nazgul, there is no chance in hell
That what?
that we would get out.
Well, our fate is kind of sealed.
Hey guys, the longer we wait, the less chance we have of surviving this. So if you could wrap this up, it'd be great. Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you,
Just give him
Willen.
the damn ring back.
I'm gonna give Will an
Fuck it.
inspiration for that too.
All right, so I take the ring out, and like I'm having a hard time letting go of it. Because yeah, my shadow weakness is the lure of power, and it's a very powerful thing. And I'm really fighting against myself while I'm like undoing it, and my hands are just really shaking. I'm steadying it with my other hand, and I like force my hand open, and I drop the ring into his hand.
He takes the ring. He puts it on right away. His eyes steals his eyes and to the other dwarf that's here and says, "Come, if you elves and men have come into our land to destroy the shadow, let us do it. Now the dwarves will follow my lead and we will put an end to this." He takes 3 steps and then turns back and says, "You can destroy this ancient evil, can't you?" And his eyes seem to be focused mostly on Gandalf.
What am I, chop 11?
Gandalf is looking very apprehensive, but does his best to sound reassuring.
Do I want to?
Like,
I kind of want to elbow. Be like, buddy, come on. Fake it till you make it.
we will do what must be done to secure your kingdom, King Durin.
Then let us.
It may be that this foe is beyond any of us, but through our combined efforts, we may yet prevail.
The power of friendship.
Okay, well, Durin leading the way, you guys head out that direction. You're going to pass Allred, Willett, and Gundyr, of course, as you now see Durin not stabbing everybody.
Hey,
It worked,
somebody heal him.
and I didn't take any shadow. Oh fuck, that's right. I only have 3 dice, and I kind of wanted to save them for emergency.
Hey, we're there.
But Gandalf, man.
We'll save them for emergencies.
Wait,
What?
so
It's like in Fallout where you save the fat man for an emergency and then never use it. No, just use it.
I'll give him 2, and I'll save 1, just in case.
Okay,
I know who's gonna need it.
He gets 32 hit points back. Right? Hold on. Let me check my math real quick. Yeah, 32. I can do D&D math. So, stay in school, kids.
so you two can play D&D.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, down the hall you go, and to this scene where you come out into a large hall. At the far end of it is the Balrog, right? It is unlike anything any of you have ever seen. Just its presence fills you with dread and a belief that there are things in the world that can rend and destroy your mind without thought. Around it is areaed a whole host of dwarves. There is also a group of orcs with cave trolls coming onto one side,
and but as standing right next to the entranceway is the Ice King Nazgul, and Durin turns right to him and says, "Help me destroy this thing now." And the Nazgul turns and basically falls into ranks with you.
Oh my god, thank you.
I mean, okay, I'll take it.
Worry about that after the Bara.
Yeah.
Durin starts giving a speech to his dwarves, saying, along the lines of, "This is not the path. Our path is to destroy this thing. Um, Come, let these powers of Middle Earth that we have now gathered destroy them and make way." So basically, he's telling them to part, and as he and the lot of you charge, he even gets his shield out now. Assuming you guys give him his shield back.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's armored.
You never would have beat him if he'd had his shield,
Oh, yeah, we know.
Most of your attacks would not have hit.
Most
Before
of
we
my
charge,
attacks didn't hit.
I'm gonna give Gundyr a kiss on the cheek. Get him.
Ah!
Oh, I'm definitely staying behind and shooting my arrows.
Is there anyone who's being particularly, I don't know what the word is, like aggressive or sacrificial?
Gandalf definitely going forward and sort of calling out the Heligraph. He's like, "I am the servant of the secret fire, wielder of the flame of Arnor. The black ice shall not avail you, chill of Daedaloth."
I'm gonna make sure no orcs hit that guy. Gonna clear him a path.
Mm-hmm.
Gundyr, what's your plan?
Well, I think I'm probably going to charge the Helgarok, because that seems like the thing to do. I'm a help.
I believe in you.
I believe in me too. I don't know why my legs are shaking.
Just ignore that. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're gonna do I'm not actually gonna roll initiative here. Side note. We're gonna do a couple of things as we go further. I think that Gandalf, do you have an initial plan?
Since Gundyr seems to be running forward to possibly certain doom, I'm going to cast Death Ward on him.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
That's what it's for.
That is what it's for.
Okay. The thing strides forward to meet Gundyr. We got to give you your moment, right? It's time to charge a Balrog. Gain inspiration for charging a Balrog. And then go right ahead and make some attacks. Oh, but first take 15 points of ice damage.
Of course, because, why wouldn't I just immediately take damage for being just standing next to it? All right, that's going to be...
He has a very cold personality.
I'm picking that up. All right, let's roll some attacks. 2 attacks. First one is... does a 19 hit?
No.
Wow, okay. Does a 24 hit?
Dramatic pause. Yes.
He's less well armored than Durin. Fantastic.
That means there is hope.
It's good news for us. That's going to be 19 points of damage.
You do 19. You take 5 points of damage for hitting it cold.
Ow.
Then it responds.
Here it comes.
It's nice knowing you, brother.
I'll be okay, maybe.
You can
I've
survive
death
at least
ward.
one hit.
I've
It's
got
not
death
more
ward, so
convinced.
there's that.
Does a 20 hit?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get hit 3 times.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
So to describe this, there's an ice sword that comes flashing down for 22 points of slash damage.
Okay. I can deal with that.
And 18 points of cold.
Okay, I can deal less with that.
Then this ice whips itself around Gundyr. Doing 16 slashish damage and
Slashes?
14 cold.
All right.
Can I project my arcane ward on Gundyr?
Yeah, that's good dramatically, right? So like as it's going around, there's like a little bit of light from Gandalf's staff that seems to slow down the whip and all of that. Make a strength save at a very large DC, Gundyr.
But that reduces it by 24 damage.
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Whew. All right. Strength saving throw. Wow. Okay. That's going to be a 26.
That was the
Eh?
number you needed. Good job.
Woo! I
Hey!
only had to roll an 18.
And then as you evade the whip and step aside, the sword comes down one last time,
Oh, here we go.
doing the 22 slash 18 cold again.
You still up?
I am still up.
You took a full round of a Balrog. How do you feel?
I'm going to Disneyland if I survive this.
Oh.
Well, yeah, that's it. That's all it did. The rest of you are kind of following behind, or coming behind to do stuff. Gliriel shoots some arrows. They go whizzing by. When there is a loud screech that almost reminds you of the black voice of the Nazgul, but when you look, it does not come from Hormarath, the Ice King, that's also charging next to you.
Spider senses, are they tingling?
I mean, everything around here has made your spider senses tingling, so
Yeah,
there's nothing really
That's
new.
true.
Like your spider senses are
But no
thick
new spider
and
sense?
ponderous in the air.
Ah, fuck. Where did the noise come from?
So you turn dramatically that direction, and coming out of one of the big hallways, you see, and I quote, 3 Nazgul.
Ah, fuck!
Who are you quoting?
What? There's no way. There's no way. Those have got to be illusions. There's no way.
It can't be 3. Caven would be really great right now.
Huh.
Is there like, okay, so then since they're coming down this entrance and they're like these 3 Nazgul, is there like a weakening in the rock that I can like shoot at with my last like the firework?
You have never
Or-
been in a cave that is stronger and better supported than this one.
Damn it! Why do dwarves have to be so good?
Oh, fuck.
It was a far flung hope. Fucking shit.
Focus on the Balrog. It's the greatest threat right now.
Do you hear the screeching noise, and that comes clearly. It came from one of the Nazgul, which steps forward and has like a bow in its hand. It's like an evil-looking curled black wooden thing with a black arrow that seems to be smoking with some dark evil, and it lets loose that arrow that flies right towards Gandalf and past Gandalf and into the Balrog.
What?
Were they aiming for Gandalf and they missed, or what? How
Does
the
it matter?
fuck?
I'm very confused.
I'm also confused, but I've got more pressing things. on my
So
mind.
this is where I'm going to let rest of the party actions. Gandalf and Gundy are up there, but you see this. Allred, you've done very. What are you doing?
Oh, I was making sure that no elves or enemy dwarves harried Gandalf on his way to the Balrog.
Are
No
you
elves?
still
Excuse
sticking with
me.
that?
Or,
Trolls?
well, I mean, if it seems like it's clear, then I'll run up to the Balrog.
You do see the other Nazgul. Do you respond
Orcs,
to
I meant
them?
orcs. I mean, they seem to be on our side for now, which doesn't feel great.
I need you to not be over there and be here with me right now.
Yeah. So I feel I need to go help out my buddy there and charge in.
Oh god.
We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay.
So here I go, unless there's something stopping me. And because I'm
You
a
do it,
madman, I'm just gonna all out attack. Does a 25 hit, right? Wait, this would be a
Yes, it does.
26.
Yes, it does.
Yep.
You take 15 points of damage for walking into the cold, and 5 more for hitting him.
Does an 18 hit? I don't think an 18 will hit.
No, it does not.
Dang it. Alright, so... this could have gone better. Well, I did max damage, which should be 16 points of damage. No, 18 points of damage.
Yeah, favorite enemy.
Oh, no, that's right.
And I hit him with that mithril axe, if that matters at all.
Okay, Willid, what's your plan?
Yeah, I'm running in there with these other guys.
What?
You do that.
Oh, God.
No one is paying any
But-
attention to you at all. There's
Yep.
plenty of shadows and stuff like that around here. So do your thing.
Okay. I run in, max speed, pull out my short sword, and charge in. That's gonna be a 21 to hit.
21 will hit.
For 5 points of damage.
Okay, you take
6
5.
points of damage.
You take 5 for hitting him, and 15 for being in the aura of frost.
Okay. I'm gonna have that 15 and use my reaction.
Sounds good. You all see Willard run in there. Kellyanne?
I am gonna see if I can get to a high perch so I can shoot down and have a good like viewpoint of the entire room, including the three horribleness that came off from that side there. Like I want a good view of everything. So that's what I'm doing. Gonna take the high point.
Okay.
Do I need to roll like an athletics or acrobatics?
Athletic or acrobatics would be fine.
Okay. 18.
Yeah, no problem. You get to a high point that makes you a place that dwarves rarely go. If you wanted to prevent dwarf attacks, this is a solid strategy.
Yep, I just want a good viewpoint. You can call me Hawkeye.
Okay, Nestriel.
Can I tell who those Nazgul are?
Give me a perception check.
Oh, perception, you say? Oh, okay. Is a 19 enough?
With a 19, I will say, I mean, it's generally very hard to tell Nazgul apart unless they, so you don't know it, and you don't know lots, but there is one of them that's very much Glorfindel's height.
Oh, fuck!
Oh.
No! Shit! Okay,
Yeah.
I'll just note that real quick.
Do you have an action, Nestriel?
I don't have much healing left, and I decided to be non-combat. I'm gonna say encouraging words, and that is my action.
Okay, the Durin mostly stays back, but the Hormarath, the Ice King, goes right into the fight, and he seems to be, pretty unaffected by the Ring of Frost, so that's good. And then I'm going to go to Gandalf. What's your plan?
Gandalf will stride forward and Divine Smite the Helagrog with his staff.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
Uh, 27 and a nat 20 for the 2 attacks.
Ooh, look at that.
Critical smite.
Yeah.
Both of those hit. And of course, you get to double your smite damage on that second one if that's where you want to put it.
Which is absolutely where you want to put it.
Interestingly enough, Gandalf does have a 6th level spell slot.
Do it.
What?
Yes.
Now's the time.
That's a juicy crit.
Sure.
It's gonna be a lot of damage.
Oh yeah. 6th level smite.
Sorry, having to bounce between the wizard and the paladin pages.
Right.
Well, everyone can see that Gandalf strides forward, and there's like this bright light as he smashes in his staff to the thing, driving it back just a bit.
All right. So D8. 10d8.
At the same time, the three Nazgul are charging, and they appear to have been at the head of some sort of army of orcs. Side note. So orcs are now also pouring into the room.
God damn it.
This is going so great, guys.
I am
Listen,
very
it
confused.
can't get any worse.
My
Like,
character
more bad
is
things can
like,
keep happening, but
there's
it's
so
just
many things I need to shoot.
we've hit the bottom.
I mean, in every sense of the word.
Now the pit we're in is just getting filled with like water.
And dead orcs.
Yeah,
Dead
right.
orcs.
And dead orc. Could be worse. The water could be lava.
Hmm.
Yep, that definitely is worse.
Oh, I'd die faster.
Oh, well, I guess that's
53
true.
damage on the first hit.
Okay.
And 8 damage on the second hit.
8.
Why would you smite on a non-crit? I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, just
Let's see. Can I smite on both?
I believe you can.
Mhm.
Okay.
As long as you hit with the melee weapon and you have a spell slot, you can always smite.
It's OP.
So that's 32 then on the second.
I mean, just a little bit.
So 53 on the first, 32 second.
Gandalf's doing work.
I think my count there is that was 93 points of damage.
Oh God.
Classic
lot of-
paladin.
And a lot of that was radiant.
Ouch.
Okay, Gundyr.
Mm.
Oh, actually, well, anyways, we'll give you another round.
Sweet. I'm gonna hit this thing again. Because I don't know when to quit.
And Gandalf took 20 points of damage from Frost.
25. 15 for
25.
the first and 5 for each hit.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'll take 15 for standing next to it, just because, you know. So that's fine. 2 attacks. Oh, first attack's a crit. Yeah, buddy. So we'll just get that out of the way. That's going to be 38 points of damage with the crit. And then my second attack is going to be a 21 to hit. For a whopping total of 15 points of damage. I will then take the... Yeah, I'll take the two
It's
5
25 total
pointers.
points of frost damage.
Good news is Gandalf's death ward goes off, so I don't I don't go to 0. I go to 1 instead. So I'm at 1.
Gundyr,
Expeditious
please.
retreat.
I'm okay.
I believe in you.
At least until he starts hitting me.
I hope you make those con saves, man.
So do I.
I don't know. Gandalf hit harder than you. Maybe he'll attack Gandalf, and then you'll be okay.
And maybe he'll hit B just because instead of you.
Yeah.
There are options.
Yeah.
I'm easier to hit.
We're forgetting about Willard.
Right. Yeah. Willet's an option as well.
I hope
Don't
no,
hit
he's
Willard.
not. Yeah, no.
Slap Willet around a little bit. Just a
No.
little. Like one slap.
You'll knock him out, maybe.
You're really underestimating Willard.
No, not underestimating.
Allred,
He's resilient.
How many hit points do you have left?
Who?
Allred.
All red.
77.
Okay.
Wait, why did you ask that question?
Oh.
No particular reason.
I'm just dramatically pausing over here for no reason.
I guess he did go after me. Ha 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 ha.
So
I didn't do
Allred,
that.
as you're standing there getting ready, you like look back and you look directly into the face of a Nazgul coming up behind you. Give me a like wisdom save.
Buh.
This isn't a fear check, is it?
It's like a fear check. I was going to give you advantage.
You also get a +4 bonus.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because Gandalf.
If it matters, I'm immune to fear.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than fear. So
It's more of like a soul crushing, like helplessness.
Did you say roll with advantage?
yes.
Okay.
And +4.
All right. 18?
Yeah, you're okay. There's the chill runs down your spine as and because you made your save, you briefly under that hood, you kind of think you make out the face of a armor, like a helmet with a face mask all the way through that's smooth, hidden under there, and then it becomes more of a wraith again, and it just passes you by and kind of leaps up at the Balrog, Helgrog.
Oh God, nobody will believe us when this is over.
That's not something that will haunt me every night in my
I
sleep
won't
from now on.
believe us when this is all over.
Yeah. There's so much confliction going on.
Well, now we know that the Helgrog comes from a different power than the Wraiths, which is good. It means they're not allies. It also means there's a lot of Wraiths in here.
Yeah.
Okay, Balrog time. It's gonna just split its things.
Mm.
So Gandalf take 40 points. Gundyr take 32 points.
All right, I'm at 0, but I just need to roll a DC 10 Constitution save to not go down, and I did with an 11. So just barely, I get to stay standing.
I get knocked down, but I
Gonna
get
get
up
up again. You're never
Uh,
gonna get me down.
You ready to do that again at the beginning of your turn?
Okay,
Uh,
I'm gonna let
yeah.
Willard,
Yeah.
your turn.
I'm gonna run through its square and then go for its Achilles tendon.
You do it.
Do I get advantage on that?
I think you can get advantage. There's plenty of places to hide and sneak around back there in the darkness of the Balrog.
It was almost a 23 to hit. Uh, 30 points of damage.
Well, you stab it in its dark leg. It's hard to tell whether that did any tendon or Achilles tendon damage, but it definitely did 15 points of cold to you and 5 more for stabbing it.
15 of I'm gonna use my reaction to have that 15. And it might be important. Should I round up or down?
Down.
Down today.
Okay.
Just for today?
He's taking pity on us.
And then I'm going to use the rest of my move to move further away from it, back behind it.
Sure, it doesn't take too much to get out of the thing of frost. And
Cool.
behind it is pretty empty. I mean, it's not. There's a wall a little ways back there, but it was kind of everything. All the action's happening in front of it, so you're sort of by yourself back there. Okay, Allred, you're there, so you feel like you're going to want some attacking, so you should do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I am. Well, I think a 24 will hit. The other one will miss. Not as good this time. Only 11 points of damage. And I did my reckless attack again.
Oh, so it gets advantage. Well, it was going to hit you anyways.
Yeah.
Although I guess getting critical by the Balrog would really suck.
Yeah, that would suck.
So, what is that? I take 20 points of damage then?
Yes. Okay, Nestriel, or Kellyan. Kellyan, you're standing up there on your thing.
Yeah.
One of the Nazgul is not charging the Balrog. It is looking through the crowd of stuff that's going there. And there's a lot of dwarves that are looking really confused, but they know they shouldn't charge the Balrog because Durin told them not to. But they see a bunch of orcs, and they're like,
yeah, I
well,
thought we were all charging it. That is... Oh, baby.
Willin charges forward, thinking he's leading the dwarves, but...
So the dwarves are staying behind, and what else was...
the dwarves except Durin. Durin has come forward. Although he doesn't have a lot of hit points.
I tried,
I don't know
okay?
why.
And then the Nazgul
I mean, he's got more
that's
than I
staying
do.
behind.
Yes, anyways, the dwarves are going after the orcs that they see, because that seems like the sort of thing they should just do. There were also some trolls around, too, and the dwarves are kind of swarming towards them.
Okay. Well, I might as well just provide some air cover for them.
You hear a whispered voice in your head, Kellyan, as you do that. It's cold and dark and Nazguli, and says, "We are not your enemy here."
Ugh, fuck, okay.
As a side note, Nestriel, you hear that as well.
I kind of think when they attacked the Balrog that we were okay right now.
Okay. So then I am just gonna yell, and probably do a persuasion check and be like, "They're not your enemy. Attack the Balrog, you idiots!"
To who?
To the dwarves.
The dwarves are fighting the orcs.
Yeah, but the orcs aren't our enemy.
The Nazgul aren't our enemy.
I'm going to remember you said that.
Oh God, no.
We've got we'll make a little highlight of just that snippet of Kellyan saying,
Right.
"The orcs are not our enemies."
I know that's
And
so.
we'll just replay that.
Okay,
whenever I need
the
it.
enemy of my enemy is my friend. But so are the like? All right. So is there? So did I get the hint that the orcs were part with the Nazgul?
The orcs came with the Nazgul in general, although it is confusing because there were some orcs here with the cave trolls as well. So there's like multiple orcs going around. I mean, the room is a mess, right? Like there's a Balrog in it. There's a whole bunch of dwarves. It's a complete cluster. Things are happening all over the place. And the only real consistency in the room at all is that the things that get near the Balrog tend to like freeze and fall over.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
it's super fun.
Since Durin can't control his people, I'm not going to control people. So I'm just going to shoot at the Balrog.
You do that.
Because fuck it. Okay. Does I'm not sure. Is a 24 hit?
Yes.
Oh, it does. Oh, hey, cool. I'm going to do my other roll. Natural 20! Oh my goodness! Look at that! Look at that! Bam! I'm super excited. Aha! Okay. Hold on. Let's see here. Where is my thing? I was not expecting to hit anything. Okay, cool. And that is 8. Plus another 8 is 16. And he's favored enemy, so that's 17, 18. Okay. So the crit is 18 points of damage. And then, of course, I rolled a 1 with that. And no, 18, sorry. 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. Okay. That was 24 damage, sorry, for the first. And then 3. And then just 8 for the other one.
Okay. That was Kellyanne. Nestriel doing
What
anything I
are
should...
Wethril and Gliriel doing?
Gliriel is continuing to shoot. You have no idea where Wethriel is.
Fantastic. I'm going to continue to try and figure out what the other two, what all 3 of the wraiths are, based on my knowledge of who they should be. But that's all I got. Unless somebody goes down.
Well, I mean, you could go talk to them.
Actually, I know you suggested it, so I probably shouldn't do it. But one of them was
The
looking
advice
for
is
stuff.
sound.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll go talk to the guy that's looking around. Not too close. Not within, like, grabby range. I still
How do you
have
start
some
the conversation?
sense of caution. Hi. Why are you fighting the Balrog with us? This seems counterproductive.
Wow, so just right to the point.
Crethrum has challenged the Witch King's power, and he will be destroyed.
Is that its name?
Astro,
Oh.
what are you
Me?
doing? Ah!
Who's Crethrum again?
It
Fight
points...
now, talk later.
Look, this is all I have, okay?
It points its bow at the Balrog and takes a shot.
Ah, got it.
Okay, Gandalf.
Let's see. A bit of a conundrum. If I hit the Balrog again, I will fall unconscious.
Yeah, buddy.
I mean-
Welcome to the party.
Welcome to the group.
Yeah, Gandalf had a bunch of
Welcome
damage
to
on
the
him from
sun.
last week as well.
Yeah.
I can heal you if you get him right.
So Gandalf will cast another Death Ward on who needs it more?
You.
Me.
You're the
Yourself?
damage output.
Yeah, you might want to put it on yourself. I'm trying, but I'm not a wizard.
Wait, so I could do that and attack once?
Yes, I believe so.
I mean, if Death Ward's a bonus action.
Death Ward is a full round action, isn't it?
Is it?
Who's got a book?
Let me look it up. Death Ward 4th level abjuration. It's an action. Damn it.
So you can either cast Death Ward or attack.
Yep.
Well, let's kind of step back a second here. I think we've sort of established what fighting the Balrog is like, and gone through some of that. And there's a lot of stuff going on in the room. So I'm gonna step away from mechanical narration or mechanics and actions to just narrate a little bit. I'm gonna go through everybody as to what you're going to do in this fight. And then we're going to do some narration to see how this resolves.
Are there any
because
fiery pits or anything? A dwarven forge nearby, perhaps.
I'm going to have to answer yes to that question. Let me quick sketch up one. No, I mean, but to be fair, yeah, like this is the area you're in. We'll just call it as one of the dwarven forges. It's one of the big rooms that was next to the prison.
Oh, nice.
And to be fair, I'm not totally making that up because in the Iron Crown Moria supplement, the Balrog did in fact make his lair in the forge. So there we are, and so yeah, there's like they've got some areas. This is a forge area and all that, but we're just going to say for dramatic purposes, like it's not nearby because the Balrog wasn't standing near it, but there is kind of like a chasm that they kind of have an ornate railing of that goes down to where you can, where fire comes from it. You think there might be lava way down there somewhere?
Could like Gandalf like use like Narya to like rekindle the forge if it's currently out, and then
Push him in it.
Yeah, is there a way to drive it towards the pits or whatever?
So you're going to try essentially rekindling the forge to create fire to drive it that direction. Sure.
Yeah.
I'm on board. Gundyr, what's your strategy? Although I know what's going on with Gundyr, right? You're going to keep attacking until you fall down?
Yeah, basically, it's going to happen very soon.
Which is probably your next action.
Yeah, my next action is attack it, go down, and then maybe attack it again, and then fail to save, not make it, because I can only make, that save like 2 more times.
Before you're actually dead, right? Because that's the whole concept of this, is that you can keep fighting.
Well, no, I mean, you go to 0, but...
It is still 0, okay.
Yeah, it's still 0, but yeah.
Allred, are you sticking it out until the end?
Yeah, I mean, I can't leave Gundyr alone.
Okay. Willid?
I found a wall. That's it. So I went through on the other side. It's just a empty space and a wall.
We're establishing that it's a forge, so there's like a lot of, there's stuff on the wall that dwarven craftsmanship things they've crafted. There's some large forges and stuff, but that's essentially, there aren't any orcs or anything in this area because of the Balrog. You're behind the Balrog.
Okay, then I'll shoot it. I'll hide and shoot it.
Okay. So you're just going to continue that then. We're not rolling action, sorry, just get an idea what you're doing. Kellyanne, you're going to continue your shooting from there?
Yep. And still like keeping an eye on these Nazgul things because I don't trust them, but enough.
Okay, so as the fight starts now, that there are now 3 Nazgul and Gandalf, along with Gundyr and Allred. Gandalf creates some fire, which annoys the Nazgul too. So that's relevant. And but between a lot of them, they do start driving the Balrog back. It does seem to help that the Nazgul do not seem too affected by the cold. It's good to be dead. But Nestriel, Kellyan, Willid, you all see Gundyr and Allred kind of collapse to the ground as they flail at the Balrog, forcing it there, covered in frost and blue. They are not the only ones. Durin himself has collapsed, and when that happens, a bunch of dwarves get angry and start going after the Balrog as well. It's not so good for them. The Nestriel the Nazgul next to you continues to fire arrows, and you can probably have a little bit of a conversation before
we resolve a final scene there with Gandalf and the Balrog, because that's how this has to end, right?
Right.
Fair enough. The only burning question I have before I go stabilize the 2 warriors who have fallen, 3 warriors who have fallen. So what happens when? Oh God, Chris, you just said it, and I already.
Chrythunks.
What happens
Triathlon.
when the Balrog dies? Are we enemies again?
That is up to you, I think.
I don't know what that means. But I'd prefer not to fight you here. Okay. I'm gonna go get them up. It was very nice talking to you.
Oh God, you're polite to these guys?
You never know. They could be recoverable.
I mean, they
No.
could kill her at a glance, so.
If he wanted to, I would be dead. That's a good philosophy to hold on. Maybe linger for a second, see if he has anything else to say, and then go stabilize the people that have fallen.
So the Gandalf and the Balrog stand on the precipice there when one of the Nazgul like raises his sword and kind of a dark spike of power with a little tinged with red slashes into the Balrog, and Gandalf seeing himself seeing an opportunity. I'm assuming Gandalf is okay with like tackling the Balrog into the pit.
Well, ideally not diving into the pit, but trying to tip his balance so he goes over, that would be grand.
Yeah, you do that. And,
I have a mission here.
well, just for the sake of it, then he makes a whip attack. What's your armor class there, Gandalf?
12.
12.
Yeah, it's not.
Do
good.
you have
Wearing robes.
Well, so 12 is under the Balrog's attack bonus, so that's not great. So you'd have to have a Balrog would have to roll a 1, right?
Right.
So Gandalf, you see the whip coming right at you, and it's going there to do its thing, and then you see it. It's aiming for you, but suddenly it seems to wrap around one of the Nazgul instead. He rolls a 1.
Hey! Nice. Thanks, Greg.
Oh
take
my
this.
God, yes, we'll
Here
take
I
it.
am. I mean, I was sort of planning on killing Gandalf, but I guess not. Okay,
Not
the
today.
dice say no.
The dice say no.
As
With
the
a
Balrog goes
natural
down
1.
the pit. Natural 1.
Does
Oh God.
Just think if in the Fellowship of the Ring, if the Balrog had rolled a 1 on that whip attack, it would have been a way
Right.
different. Way different.
Way different movie.
So that. And the Balrog goes careening off into the dark pits. There is still fighting though, because dwarves are now fighting orcs, and cave trolls are fighting orcs and dwarves, and it's all kind of a big mess. The Nestriel, your roll medicine for Gundyr and Ulred?
Can I do one for Dern as well?
Yes.
It's 19, 22, and 23.
Well, luckily all of their constitutions are really... Oh, okay, they're fine. When Ulred has the worst constitution in the group.
Oh, all red.
I don't actually know that. I don't actually know what Ulred versus Gundyr's constitutions are.
Just trying to inspire some rivalry here. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Ulred just seems more, I don't know, cosmopolitan than Gundyr.
Right.
Oh, you scared him away.
He's dead.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Actually, can I just use my last healer's hands on Durin? Get him up to lead his people?
Okay, well, we're going to. Yes, you can do that. Meanwhile, we're going to be going non-video for the rest of the stream here, which isn't probably too much longer. I think we're pretty much at the end, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Did I do good? Did I do it?
I mean, you're unconscious, but I'll pat your head anyway.
I got real messed up.
You did. We're gonna have to treat those frostbite burns again.
I took so much damage.
You're a good
Better
tank,
you
man.
than me.
That's fair.
Better you than literally anybody else in this park.
Oh, you go ahead and take like 30, 35 points of damage. Well, I'm just going to make a con save.
So that is pretty much the goal here.
Mm-hmm.
As things wrap up, obviously, is your goal to get out, or
Stop the dwarf! They have to live! Or everything was for now.
I mean, it's best just to go while we still can because, Nazgul and stuff.
What are the Nazgul doing? The ones that remain.
Right.
Was it Horomoth who went down?
That would be convenient.
you don't think so? You think it was the one that Allred saw the mask of?
Ah,
They said it's up to us whether or not they become our enemies in this fight right here. So maybe just don't fuck with them and we'll deal with it later.
Sounds
I
good
say
to me.
kneeling over the unconscious forms of our two warriors.
So basically, from a story perspective, there's two options. You guys either kind of heal up yourselves and get out while the chaos is going on. No dwarves are going to stop you from leaving at this point. Or two, stick around and have a conversation with the Nazgul. It seems like they're at least willing to have a conversation. At
No.
least some of them. And then decide what to do after that. And
say if we can enforce a ceasefire so everyone can lick their wounds between the Nazgul and the dwarves, that would probably be ideal for the folk of Khazad-dûm.
You think you think the orcs would stop and listen?
The ones that came with.
I imagine the ones that came with the Balrog are already fleeing, and the ones that came with the Nazgul will listen to the Nazgul.
I look over at a Nazgul and I wave my hand towards the orcs and I was like, well, control your people.
the Nazgul and the orcs that they came with do seem to, now that the Balrog has gone down, to be mostly looking for retreating. I mean, they're not being aggressive, I guess I should say. And so it looks like, other than the dwarves being pretty angry and wanting to hack lots of things, that there wouldn't be too much more damage to be done to the Durin's people. I see Gandalf is out there kind of like trying to broker that peace, right, and keep calm, correct?
Indeed, or at least keep the dwarves in check, to maintain, because since they're sort of lacking their leader at the moment, try to maintain discipline and save as many of the dwarves as possible. Let the orcs and Nazgul retreat as they will.
So I guess Nestriel, then the Nazgul next to you will have an opportunity to approach They're Allred, Gundyr, Willett if you want. Kellyan probably is not too far away. You're all kind of in this scene, so you would see the Nazgul approach. The other one, which is the other real tall Nazgul and the Ice King, are kind of facing each other off right at the moment.
I move closer to Nestriel.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
But
The-
unless he attacks me, please
Nope.
don't attack him.
Nope, I won't.
Okay.
I'll take your
we
point.
leave?
You're unconscious.
No, he's totally conscious. Both him and Gundar have that vague. I'm at 0 hit points and I can't do anything, but I'm at least aware of my surroundings for role playing purposes. So they
I
have
hold
some of
on
this
to Nestriel's
conversation.
hand.
Ezreal knocks them out. You're unconscious.
You don't hear shit.
Damn.
I grab Nestriel's ankle.
Didn't want to attack Gundyr and Allred.
Anyways,
I can't stand up at the moment, but I want to be supportive.
Thanks.
the dark Nazgul voice says, "There are times, and this will not be the last, where we find ourselves on the same side."
That's both
What side is that?
and not reassuring at all.
Before too long, you will face the Necromancer again, and the Witch King will be by your side if you want.
Why? What does he have against the necromancer?
The Necromancer, as with all, is just one more foe to seek domination of the world. Choose your allies carefully.
I will.
We will.
Then the Nazgul turns and looks like they're taking off.
Bye.
He didn't kill me. We're good. We're good.
What? Not so good.
You're alive. You'll be okay.
Ugh.
I don't really understand
Incredible
what
amount
happened,
of
but
pain.
I'm gonna do medicine checks on those two.
thanks, buddy.
I look over at Nestriel. We have quite a bit to talk about, huh?
That was kind of unexpected and intense.
That was very interesting. I can't say I'm not conflicted.
There is still one Nazgul here, Hormarath, the Ice
Oh,
King.
they didn't take him?
He's standing next to Durin, so he's actually coming pretty close.
Yeah.
And got his smoldering blue eyes staring at you with kind of a utter hatred or something like that. We've been here
Hello.
before.
That's still a thing.
Durin is struggling to his feet though, and as he does that, he gestures to the Nazgul, and the Nazgul retreats down some other corridor. I mean, assuming party doesn't jump on him or something.
Yeah, that would go well.
I guess it didn't lie that he had complete control over that.
Yeah, well, I can't
Sure,
move.
that's
so...
okay. He is an agent of shadow. And
Well, eventually it's going to come and bite him back in the ass.
can we have the box back then?
Mr. Durin, King Sir.
I think you're going to be able to get the box back. Yep, I think that's accurate.
Gandalf, I believe the White Council would appreciate a report from you. You two, looking down at the immobile, unconscious men. Do you mind if we stay here so I can tend to you properly and maybe get you some hit points back? Or do you want us to leave now? And then also looking at Willett and Kelly. This wouldn't be the worst place.
I only need like
Good
15
point.
minutes, and I can. I'll be back on my feet.
I feel like a rest is needed. I kind of look over at Durin. As long as we are
I
unimpeded.
feel that we should see the sunlight again and not stay in this dour place.
Isn't there a town on the east side?
It'll take us. Well, it really depends on if they open up the gates or
There's
not, or if we're.
Lorien.
Yeah, Lorien's the closest civilization outside of there. But you could camp out in this outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
If
might
you
be the
Or we
best
can
bet.
go to Lorien where it's safe and not full of evil.
If you give me 30 minutes, I can heal both of you enough for you to walk on. You're gonna have to drink a very gross tincture, though. I promise it helps.
I can stomach it.
And I could do campfire tales, so people can add a d6 hit points to their hit die spent.
God, this formula is so weird.
Okay, well, I wouldn't worry too much about the mechanics at this point, because you are going to have an opportunity. There isn't any dangers you aren't creating by yourself in the near vicinity. And if there isn't, this is your opportunity to talk to Gandalf before he wanders off back to where he's supposed to be going to. So if you have any questions, I would like to know where the party is going before we quit here.
Hey Gandalf, can you teach me either whatever you did to heal them that heavily, or whatever you did to stop them from going down? Because both of those seem incredibly useful for this group.
I'd have to defer to Greg for that, but am I allowed to teach paladin or wizard?
I mean, maybe given time, but most of it is stuff inherent to the Astari.
Ah! Racial requirements!
Womp
Racial
womp.
Perhaps, given proper tutelage, someday when our paths cross again, we have many peaceful days to devote to our studies. I might be able to impart some of my knowledge unto you as one of the firstborn.
I appreciate that.
But for now, I have to report to the White Council and have other journeys that lie before me. For one, foe has been bested, but there are many more servants of Morgoth still about in the world.
That is true.
Boo.
But I vote we go to Lorien.
Not that you're biased or anything.
Shh.
No, I mean, even bias or not, it just makes most sense to go to.
Yeah.
While we recover.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I
and
mean,
you're
if the dwarves are fine, we could stay here.
I think the dwarves are going to do what they're going to do, unless we want to kill Durin or kidnap him. Or
No.
something.
Do the elves really want to stay in a cave?
Nah, man, I'm pretty tapped out.
There's a lot of knowledge here that I could dig into with very little
Yep, so we're
supervision.
going to Lorien. Let's do that.
Let's go to Lorien.
okay.
Probably
Damn
more in Lorien.
democracies.
And you do.
We drag Mistral.
Durin will send the box along with you. You're gonna have to like carry it on its cart though, so like Gundir and Allred will have to pull it.
Can I talk to Durin, or can we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why do you have a fucking Nazgul? Willid curses. Why?
Fantastic. I took
the ring of power that I was given and bound the Nazgul to it. It was part of.
Why?
I'm sure the influence of the Balrog sought that dark power. I sought more of that dark power. Now I'm not sure what to do with it.
As long as it's not helping the witch, it's probably better than the alternative.
But it still paints a pretty target on his back. Because the Witch King still would want him back.
Well, the Wraiths were here and they didn't take him,
Not yet.
and they could have. There were significantly more of them, significantly less injured than us. Perhaps Glorfindel being the Ice King's replacement is acceptable to the Witch King.
Oh no, he's gonna look for another one.
Perhaps I, however, am in some debt to all of you, for you broke the hold that the demon had on my mind, and something I did not think that could ever happen to me. But I was wrong. So you have my thanks and my people's thanks. And
Wait. Come back up just a tiny bit. Did you just say you were wrong?
Well,
Did
Will
that
it?
just happen?
Will it stop?
I don't know. I don't know if when he's thanking us is the best time to do an I told you so style.
so if when the yeah, he kind of keeps talking, I guess. Not jumping right into that wrong thing. When you have a chance to return my axe from Lorien, then waiting for you will be whatever reward you wish from all of Moria, be it mithril or whatever, save except Durin's axe itself.
Damn.
I mean, that sounds like a fair deal, guys.
I mean,
Yeah.
he did say that last time, and we almost died. So
Well, he was mind controlled last time.
yeah, I'm trying to be funny, but whatever.
Oh, I forgot you had a sense of humor.
Once upon a
She
time,
does.
She's been very doom and gloom lately, but there is humor in.
And
Do-
poems.
Do you remember that time she smiled? It feels like forever
Poems.
ago.
Okay, did Willard give you my poems? Willard, do you still have them?
I
Willard, you
didn't
have
take your
poems?
fucking poems, lady.
You did take my poems.
I did not. I grabbed them, saw that they were poems, was like, this seems like private things, and I gave them right back.
What?
We've been over this.
I mean, if you really want us to read them, we will.
No.
If you really want us to read them, we will.
Big red blush.
Oh, the lady doth protest too
Ugh.
much.
Yeah, weren't we just talking about mithril stuff? Yeah, let's get that.
Okay, so let's.
Yeah.
I think it's time to go, guys.
So
Yeah.
we're going to Lorien.
Okay.
Durin King, I would advise you to do your best to keep your ring secret. Keep it safe. Do not use it except perhaps at greatest need.
It clearly has not been following that advice currently.
Yeah, super hasn't been doing that. Super not going to do that.
But you know, those dwarven kings having their rings. Okay. But yes, Gandalf, do you have any last words for the party as you are, of course, headed back more towards Rivendell than towards Lorien?
I bid you well wherever you fare. Till your homes greet you at your journey's end. Though I fear it may they yet be a long and dark road ahead of you. May we meet again in friendlier times.
Safe travels to you, Gandalf.
Yeah, good fighting with you, man.
It was nice meeting you for the first time.
He bows his head and hobbles away, looking much more old and weathered than he did during the fight.
You and me both, buddy.
You hear him mutter something about needing his pipe as he disappears up the Red Horn Pass. Okay, and the rest of you head towards Lorien. The sun is shining, and you get a little bit in before you go there, dragging a box in a cart. Ponies are long gone, but you've got it, and that's where we'll get to Lorien for next session. And so in closing, right, we get to do favorite things for like the last 3 sessions.
Right.
So there's a lot of opportunities out there. I'm not even how well we remember, but it's been kind of crazy since we went into Moria and stuff. So I guess that's only 2 sessions. That being said, we'll start with Kellyanne. Favorite thing, last 2 sessions.
God, I don't know. Knocking out Durin was really good work of like lots of good teamwork that happened. But I really liked actually Nestriel, like the idea of taking that dark energy out of Durin. So I thought that was like a really good moment, and then like the slow rekindling of like trust between her and Killian was really good. It's like like the friendship's being repaired now.
Well, that sounds like a handoff to Nestriel. What do you got for favorite things?
I am a huge fan of how little persuading I actually had to do to get everybody to consent to go fight a Balrog. I thought I was going to have to do a lot more fast talking and talking about like the greater good and saving the dwarves and how we're heroes. This is what we do. And all it took was Gandalf being like, we probably should. And then it was like, fuck it, let's do it. Oh, to be a wizard.
Okay, Willard.
I got 2. I liked the twist of the Nazgul showing up and then attacking the Balrog. Though it doesn't make any goddamn sense, but it's awesome. And I should say that while Willard hasn't read the poems, Casey has, and they are actually quite good. And there should be an opportunity for those to come up at some point, but Willard's not gonna.
No.
At least not yet.
It's okay. We were talking about going back afterwards and doing deleted scenes.
Oh yeah.
We cut out the scene where Kellyanne recited all of her poems.
She did. She does not recite her poems.
Or did she?
Yeah, that's true. Like if she was in a room by herself, maybe.
Okay, Gundyr.
I mean, yeah, I really enjoyed this. Did our stealth mission.
Stealth.
Because that turned out almost exactly the way I thought it would. With us fighting a bunch of dudes.
So well.
That's what really got me. And then also just ignoring common sense and charging a Balrog. Because
This is pretty awesome.
That's what you do.
Well,
Gundyr.
we did learn that Gundyr, I mean, for anyone watching Gundyr, Gundyr definitely has that, wow, he's not dead yet?
Yeah, no, I can't
believe he's still standing.
Right, I got that. I survived an entire round of Balrog attacks. That's pretty impressive. A whole round.
It is an achievement. Allred.
Willard, this whole session I've really enjoyed. Mostly towards the end. He's just been so sick of everything. I'm not sure if charging the Balrog was courage or just like, I just need it to end.
Durin gave a speech and everybody charged in. I'm like, let's do this.
And then him cussing at Durin at the end was cherry on top.
That was pretty good.
Very good lines from Willard tonight.
Also, Dwarven Treasure. I'm really looking forward to that.
I've heard Dwarven Treasure is good.
Pretty cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, one of you, Gundyr took the armored version, didn't you? Are you the armored slayer?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I bet
Oh
you'd
my
love
God,
to be
I
like
c-
Mithril Chain or something, right?
Yes. Definitely want that.
I mean, some fine Dwarven Mithril Chain on top of all of that will make you incredibly scary.
Yes, it will.
That's somewhat true of most of the party, to be fair.
Mhm.
But except for Nestriel, it doesn't matter how much armor we put on Nestriel, it's still hard to view her as scary. At
That's
least from
okay.
a I'm about to kill you sense. I mean,
Even with Mithril, I'm pretty sure you could kill me fairly easily.
I will say though that as like if you're doing the yearbook thing and we were going to vote for the party member most likely to be the next Sauron, we all know that it's not Kellyanne.
It would be Nestriel. Oh no, definitely not me.
It's not Kellyanne.
Nope.
Good stuff.
Gandalf, do you have any parting words for us?
I appreciate being able to RP with you all. It's a lot of fun. I'm amused that you got a natural one, Greg, on trying to take out Gandalf, though.
Doing my best to keep the story moving or making it different.
Because I wasn't expecting to survive, but I wasn't going to go out of my way to kill
Right.
Gandalf either.
Thanks. The future
Well,
really needs him.
Well,
You know he comes back anyway, so
Right.
If you guys haven't got I've thrown canon out the window before this session.
what?
You should probably get the hint this session. So the future is an unknown thing right now. Just cue the dark highway at the end of Terminator 2. We don't know what's coming anymore, as we don't know what all of you what's going to happen next, whether the Fellowship of the Ring stuff will even happen, or where Wethril went. Things you don't know.
Oh shit, she's not back at the end of the fight?
Everyone
I
have a
thought
good
she was
evening.
back at
See
the
you
end of the
next
fight.
time.